Hello, and welcome to the soap series. This is Doug and Pam. Pam, welcome to the show.
Thank you, Doug. How are you today?
I'm excited. We got a great guest tonight. How you been?
I'm doing well. Of course, I'm excited, too. Everybody's excited.
Well, without further ado, you know her from American Idol, Broadway, and fellow Genoa City resident Angelina. Please welcome Diana Degarmo to the show. Hello, Diana.
Hello.
How are you doing?
I'm fantastic. The light is still up. The sun is still shining in California, so I'm enjoying the last few moments. So I think the rest of the country is in darkness. So
yeah, we're in darkness over here.
I still have a little bit of light.
Yeah.
Oh, good.
Well,
So
I want to tell you,
thank
you so much for joining us tonight. We appreciate it. I'm glad you were able to cross over to the soap world, so we were able to have you on the show. So thank you for being with us tonight.
Most definitely.
Oh, thank you very much for having me. I'm very happily joining the soap opera world, and it's been a blast learning about the other shows, and I think I need a flow chart full of the characters on just my show alone.
Yeah, exactly.
It's a great community of actors and professionals and fans. The fans are definitely a huge part of the community and the family that is the soap opera universe.
Yeah. So my first question is, how in the world did this come up? I mean, you come from Broadway and, Idol and your music career. How in the world did Genoa City come into your life?
Well, it is a very funny story. I was out here in LA just almost a year ago, and I came out here after I'd been on tour for a year with another show, and I came out here to do Hairspray at the Hollywood Bowl, which, for those of you who don't know what that is, Hairspray is a Broadway show that I had played. I had been in about, back in 2006 to 2007 for almost a year, and then the show every summer at the Hollywood Bowl, they do a big production with a star-studded cast and everything. And so I got cast to play the same role I had played before at the Hollywood Bowl. And while it was there, it's a very big, star-studded celebrity event, very social thing. And guess who happened to be in the audience were a couple people from The Young and the Restless. A couple of the executive producers and the head writers, and I guess they had auditions for the Angelina character but had not hired anyone. And right after I got done with Hairspray, because it was only a 3-show run, very short, but I got a phone call, and they said, my agent was very funny, and she was almost kind of scared to ask me because I think the show was scared to say, do you think she would want to play a character that sings badly? And do you think she can create a Jersey accent? And I was over the moon for the challenge and for the opportunity because being on Idol, it can be a double-edged sword sometimes, and I've unfortunately lost more jobs than I have gained, even through the immense opportunity that it gave me. So it was amazing to see a network and a group of people like that at CBS and The Young and the Restless to really just take a chance on me and just let me, take the ball and run with it. And I guess, like you say, the rest is history.
Yeah. Wow, well, that's great. It's all about being at the right place at the right time, and unexpectedly at that.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
Now, how did you get that Jersey accent down? Did you take lessons for it?
Well, I've always been a kid, growing up my entire life. If you put me with anyone with a strong accent, no matter what type, I will pick it up. I've been in Hawaii on vacation and come back with a Hawaiian kind of accent. When I was a kid, I got to be on the Sally Jesse Raphael show, and the woman, when I was in 3rd grade, and the woman who was kind of our wrangler during the trip had a really thick, like Brooklyn, New York accent, and I was talking to my mom like this, and she's like, "What are you doing?" And I'm like, "What, Mom? I'm just talking like this." So I just been able to naturally do that my whole life, and when they told me how they wanted Angelina to be, and they were just like, she's a spoiled brat, she's over the top, over dramatic, She was loosely based upon, of course, Snooki, who was the inspiration for the character, and then they, made her even bigger than Snooki, which I think is hard to do because she's a fantastic character in her own sense. And they kind of told me the parameters, and then when I saw the script, she truly just created herself. And of course, the first 2 episodes, you didn't really hear me talk very much, except for very, little things. And I thought, of course, with the accent, I could really make the singing really bad because I could just go right through the nose and make it supremely annoying. And like I said, she just continued to create herself. And from that point on, every time I'd sit in the makeup and hair room, as soon as I would get all dolled up, it's like, all of a sudden I start talking like this, and we'd all just crack up. They're like, oh, Angelina has entered the building.
I do have to say it's strange listening to you talk in your regular voice right now after watching you for so long with that accent on Y&R.
I know, and she's a character that so many people loved to hate, and I think that's hilarious because she wasn't, in the beginning especially, was not written to be the most lovable character. She was meant to be just a big annoyance. And when you just add that really nasally, high-pitched, whiny voice to it, it just kind of takes it over the edge. But it's really fun, and I loved always cracking up Greg Rickard on set and just seeing how far we could take it with each episode, because we would laugh so hard every time, and we'd have to kind of get the giggles out during the real quick rehearsal for camera blocking, and then they're like, okay, set the tape in 5, 4, and we just take a big gulp of air and hold it in and just try to get through the scene without laughing, and then as soon as they'd go and cut, we'd start laughing, and it was a blast. That's how life should be. It should be fun.
Yeah. Well, I don't think it annoyed us as much with your voice. It was just that you were going after our Kevin, so you were getting in between a couple.
I know, and people would always say, leave Kevy alone, and I'm like, but I love Kevy, And it's like, I didn't write the show. I just have to kind of go with it, but I would, was more than happy to run with it as far as they would let me.
And how was it working with Greg? He's such an amazing actor.
Yeah.
Greg is fantastic, and I truly could not have asked for a better group of people for Angelina to be surrounded with, especially with my first TV acting experience. And I just learned so much just from being around them, and then, getting the chance and opportunity to do these amazing scenes with them. And then Greg was so supportive and so fantastic. And like I said, we truly just had a lot of fun every time. And it was fun to see the writers get inspired and want to write more for us because they realized we just worked really well together. And we could, he makes the most fantastic, depressing faces when he's completely annoyed and overwhelmed with Angelina. And I think, the writers really thought that was great, and I did too, and we just had a blast. We totally bonded.
Yeah. And then,
well, I do have to say you caught our hearts at the end there. I mean, I know I cried, and I know a lot of fans cried at the end, and when you sang so beautifully like you do, and we grew to love you at the end, and it was like almost too late,
Oh, thank you. Well, that's what we were going for. I mean, I wanted to really show that underneath all of the hair and makeup and annoying attitude, that Angelina did have a heart, and that she was good deep down. And I was really thankful that the writers gave me that opportunity. And it was amazing because the character was originally only supposed to be for 13 episodes, and she kind of caught fire. And people realized that it was really, blowing up the fan sites and the chat rooms, and people were, a lot of it was 50-50. Not everybody loved her, but a lot of people were talking about her, and so they really wanted to give her a full character arc to her story for that moment. And it's been fun to now, 6 months after I started, to have the show still going, okay, Angelina, she's still in the universe. And I'm like, that's awesome. She's still, kicking up dirt in Genoa City, even if she's not physically there.
Yeah.
Right. Now, do you think that your character will ever be brought back?
I think that is the beautiful thing of soap operas, is that they haven't killed me yet, so there's always a chance.
Okay, good.
Yes, that's good. Even if you came back for a short arc just to check on Kevy and see how he's doing with Chloe.
Course. And I got to
Yeah.
make sure that Carmine is, not getting into too many shenanigans without me.
Yeah. Now let's talk about Carmine for a bit. We heard the character's name for quite a while throughout the story, but Marco Dapper came in quite late in the game. What a hunk of he was. On top of working with Greg, you also got to work with Carmine as well. The Marco who played Carmine.
Yes. I joked that Angelina may not have good taste in most things, but she does have a good taste in men. And she picked a great guy with Kevy, and of course Carmine, who, as Diana, myself, I did not meet until almost about the time that my character kind of left for LA. So it was really funny. When I met him, that they actually casting brought him down to meet me, and I literally gave the casting a hug, and I was like, well, thank you for making me look good. Yeah, he's a doll. And I think he's doing a great job with Carmine, and it's fun to see Angelina and her story continuing on, and while she's out being famous in LA and around the world.
Yeah.
Well, maybe one of the shows they'll play one of your songs and say, "Oh, look Angelina's got a new song out" or something. That would be so cool. Even if you weren't there.
I think it's definitely in the cards for sure, because Angelina is going to continue making music, and so is Diana Degarmo, so they have plenty of songs to pick from.
Now, there was, as you mentioned, the love-hate. There was a lot of people on the Twitter and Facebook who didn't like the character, but as Pam was saying, we grew to love the character when you left, and there's people in the chat room right now saying that they cried when you sang that song Goodbye. That is the most beautiful love song I've ever heard. I think it was gorgeous. How did that come about, that song itself?
Oh, thank you. Well, after I had recorded the first song as Angelina, the first official Angelina song, which is Running With You. It was written by a fantastic writer named David Kurtz, and he's kind of their in-house writer. He also writes a lot for Bold and the Beautiful and other things. And when I guess they went to him saying that they needed kind of a country-esque ballad because she was going to, a heart-wrencher is what they originally titled it, David came to us and said, I want to give you all the opportunity. I don't even need to be in the middle of it. And so he passed it on to myself and to my boyfriend, Ace Young, who's also a fellow Idol alum, to write the song. And the show, the opportunity, of course, was just huge. And the show is like, we don't need it really soon, but just whenever you can, so get it to us. And so I had like a couple days where I was just thinking about like what would Angelina want to say and what would Angelina want to do. And I was really lucky that for 6 months I had been living my life vicariously, I guess, as Angelina. I'd been living kind of, during the day, during the week, I would go to work and be Angelina. And so I really knew what she had been going through, and I felt for the character. And one day I woke up just a couple days after they'd asked me to write the song, and my alarm didn't go off for work, and I had to be there really early. I did like a 7 a.m. call, and it was like 6:20, and that's usually about the time I would leave my house. So I woke up, and I swear I took the fastest shower of my life and jumped in and jumped in the car, and Ace came running up behind me, and he, like, stopped the car before I pulled out of the driveway, and he was like, go slow, be safe, it's a Tuesday morning in L.A., the drivers are crazy, just get to work safely. And he was like, you'll get there when you get there. And I'm like, trying to breathe, and going, okay. I hate to be late. I absolutely hate to be late. And so I get in the car, and I tell myself, just go really slow, and, luckily it's right before the 7 a.m. crawl is what I call it. So I'm driving on the interstate and thinking about the song and what I would want to say, and the whole chorus just popped in my head out of nowhere. And I just thought, wow, I really like that. I guess I was singing it in the car to myself, just, no music, no nothing, just singing. This is our goodbye, I'm coming around. Just going through the whole thing, figuring out what I wanted to say. And I got to CBS, and I texted Ace, and I was like, hey, I think I just came up with a chorus idea for Angelina's next song. And he was like, great, text me the words. And so I sent him an email with the lyric, and he said, well, do you have a melody for it? And I was like, I think so. And he was like, okay, cool, don't record it, don't forget it, and we'll, work on it when you get home from work. So I went about my day doing my scenes at CBS and got home, and sang it for, picked up Ace, and the car is kind of like our big inspiration spot. I don't know whether it's because you just subconsciously you're focused on driving so your brain can kind of open up, but we tend to write a lot of songs in the car. And we ended up writing the whole song by the time we made our way back to the house, which was about like an hour later. We just kind of drove around where we live. And we went back and recorded it to like a click track in our studio at our house, and then had a friend lay a piano on it and called them the next day and said, "Hey, I think we have your song." And they were like, "What?" they were so shocked that we already had it finished. And so the next day after that, we went over to CBS and played it for them and for a few of the writers and the music department and a couple key people, and they just kind of stopped and stared at us and were like, "So, what do you think?" And all it was what, everyone heard, kind of the first variation of the song on the show, which was literally just a piano and a voice. And they just were like, it's perfect. It's perfect. We might need one little line change to make it more, storyline specific for Kevin and Angie. Mm-hmm. But I think it's perfect. And it, I guess, after that, it was just, one thing led to another, and now it's a hit song.
It is. It's beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. It could make you cry just listening to it. The lyrics, the music, your singing, everything. The video. I love how you get the 2 videos out there and let fans choose. That was wonderful.
Oh, thank you. Well, we really wanted, the one thing I do know about, especially the Idol fans, is that one thing they love to do is vote. And I wanted to know what they thought, because a lot of what I do is a reflection of what fans like. And I don't always do everything for everyone else. I do a lot of it, of course, that's why I make music in the first place, is because it inspires me, but I want it to inspire other people, and I wanted to see what they thought. And it was really fun to let people comment on the 2 versions. And we did originally, think about what if we did a Kevy Angelina music video, but we unfortunately only had the budget for one, so we did the Degarmo artist video. So if CBS ever wants to pay for the Kevin and Angelina music video, we're more than happy to do it.
We would love that.
Well, maybe send them the podcast after we're done with the interview and let them know that we all want one.
Yes, we do.
That sounds good. Yeah, fans, make sure to tweet and Facebook the show because they definitely listen to y'all. So let them know.
Yeah. And if you do come back, can you leave Angelo in LA? Just to let you know. we don't want Angelo.
I will try to leave Daddy in Los Angeles.
Okay, thank you. 'Cause
you're a big girl now.
You don't need Daddy anymore.
It was great working with him, though. Mike Starr could not be one of the more, he's one of the most cuddly, sweet, precious people you will ever meet. My first day there at CBS, I was pretty terrified. It was my first time working on a TV show, let alone a soap opera, which is like TV show times 10. And on this epic show with so many amazing actors, as I'm looking around, it's a Halloween episode, so they had so many people in, and I'm recognizing all of these faces and knowing in the back of my mind, oh my gosh, I have to get up and sing like a cat in heat in front of all these people. And nobody knew it was coming except the director. Which was really funny because the reactions they caught were the genuine reactions of the cast, and they just kind of sat and stared like, what is this girl doing? What is going on? And it was so funny because I just ran with it. And then, after the first take, when I sang that song just, so badly, the director came over the God mic and said, attention actors, she's supposed to be doing that. She actually is a professional singer. Don't worry. And everybody kind of went, oh, and started laughing. And it was great.
They thought you lost your mind.
That's
pretty much. They thought, this poor girl is so crazy. She's up there singing so awfully.
Now, you've got such a beautiful instrument. How was you able to make it like nails on a chalkboard for us fans?
Yeah.
Well, the funny thing is naturally when you hear music or if I listen to a song, it's very easy to pick up the melody and you kind of know what you expect, what melodically is going to come next. And I learned to just not learn the song. and just make up really bad notes. I would know like the beats of like the words, so you know when to say what. But when it came to the actual melody, I would only listen to it a couple times, and then I would go back and I would sing it and deliberately just pick the nastiest part of my own voice and my own tone to just, Frankie and Johnny wants me hearts, just fall off notes. And the directors loved it because they would have moments where they would say, okay, that part was really great now, but can you take that one note and really make it stink, like really make it sucky? And I was like, oh, sure. And I'd get up there and, sing it sort of nice because, of course she had to progress, so they had to give fans hope that she would eventually get better, so she couldn't be completely tone deaf. But,
right.
My subliminal, subtext for myself was that she just had never heard herself sing, which is what happens to a lot of people. They've never heard what they sound like. They just kind of mimic whatever's on the radio or something like that. But the minute you hear yourself recorded, you go, oh, my gosh, that's me? And then you find yourself kind of adjusting from there.
I would never want to hear my singing voice. There's no way. When you're just singing in the shower, singing in the car, you think you sound like an opera singer. But oh my gosh, record that? No way.
Exactly. Even myself as a kid growing up, I have recordings of myself very young, and at the time you always think, oh, that's pretty good, and then you look back a few years later and you think, oh my gosh, what was I thinking? And even now when I look back at things I did, almost 10 years ago for Idol, and I literally laugh out loud. I'm like, oh my gosh, this is a professional recording, because my voice has still grown so much from then. But I'm really thankful now that I know my instrument, and I am so fortunate to have the best vocal producer also be my boyfriend.
Oh,
so
really?
He knows my voice better than I do, and he, will be in the studio, and sometimes he'll even say to me, quit listening to yourself, just sing it, and that's when we get the best take. And when you just mean it, notes don't really matter. They do, of course, to most, but in the end, it's all about emotion, and if you feel it, then other people that are listening are going to feel it too.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, speaking of music and going back to Idol, how was that experience for you? You were 16 when you were on there. How was that experience being the youngest contestant at that time, and also this is a big stardom for someone of that age? How was that experience for you?
Idol was a lot, looking back. Yeah, even at the time, it was just all happening so fast, and I was just kind of, strapped on and didn't really quite know where the roller coaster was taking me, kind of thing. But it was, in the end, it was an amazing opportunity and stepping stone for me in my career. It's opened so many doors, and that I definitely know I could not have opened by myself. Maybe eventually, but Idol, of course, was the launching pad for many opportunities. And but after that, instead of thinking, oh, my career's set, I've been on Idol, it was just, like I said, it was just the beginning, and I had to take the ball and continue running with it, and so far it's done me so well.
Yeah,
it's done pretty well for me in my career.
Yeah, I've been an Idol fan ever since the beginning, and that season was particularly for being the third season. There was such a great talent on there. You had Jennifer Hudson, you had LaToya London, Jasmine Trias, Fantasia, yourself. John Peter Lewis. I'm trying to think of everybody else, but John Stevens.
George
he had a really
Huff,
unique
John Stevens, Matt Rogers, Leah LaBelle. We truly had a big season of really big voices, and this was prior to them, kind of accepting the singer-songwriter artistic styles that are more popular now amongst a lot of the contestants. Our season, though, you look back and you have to laugh because we did everything to track. There was no band, except on 1 week, on Latin Week, we had Miami, oh my gosh, I'm thinking on the name, Gloria Estefan's band,
Miami
come
Sound
play with us. That's it, yes, thank you. They came and played, and I was the only number that they played live on that week, and I remember thinking that was the coolest thing ever. And now, this huge, the production level is just over the top. They have screens and a full-blown orchestra on every number. It blows my mind, but I'm proud to see where the show has grown to, for sure.
Yeah. And you're other half is from Idol as well. How did you meet Ace? Ace Young, for those who are listening, she's with Ace Young.
Yes. Ace and I actually met when we did the revival of Hair, the musical, in New York on Broadway. We had crossed paths very, very briefly about a year prior at another Idol event. It was oh, hi, nice to meet you. Okay, no, okay, bye-bye. Because there were, easily 70 idols at this one event, and it gets a little chaotic when there are that many of us all together. But, a year later, we were up to play Berger and Sheila. For those who know the show, those are the two lead characters, along with Claude. But Berger and Sheila, we were up, and I walked into the audition room, and I saw him sitting at the end of the hall, and I had only met him very briefly, but I knew his talent level, and I thought, he's got the job. I don't even really know him, but I know he's got the job. He has the energy of the character. He's got a killer voice. He's very charismatic. And we went in, and he went in, and then I went in separately, and then we had to read together, and we got the job that day. So we ended up very quickly becoming best friends through the show, and then that quickly grew into a bit more, and now it's over 2 years later, so still going strong.
I'm such a big fan of his. When he cut all his beautiful curly hair off, I was just devastated. When he did it the first time, when he cut it off.
You and he both.
Well, I just had a ADD moment. I just remembered today Donna Summer passed away, sadly, and on your finale night, you sang "No More Tears, Enough Is Enough," which is from Donna Summer. Wow, that was just a coincidence that I just thought about that because it's been all over TV today. But I remembered you singing that in the finale, and you did it so well as well.
Thank you. Yes, Donna Summer was definitely a huge inspiration for me, and I actually sang a couple of her songs when I was a kid. When I was Miss Teen Georgia, I used a song of hers that later ended up making it was a non-album cut that ended up making an album cut for hers when I was Miss Teen Georgia. It was my competition song. And then when I did Idol, for Disco Week, they came to me. I was the last one to go in to choose songs, and they said, Donna Summer is our guest judge this week. And I was like, yeah. They said, so, what songs are you picking? And I told them, and they looked at me, and they were like, oh, thank God. We were going to ask you to pick a Donna Summer song because nobody else picked one because they were too afraid to sing one of her songs. And I was like, well, she's the judge. I want to sing one of her songs. And it's definitely been, I think, one of my best Idol performances ever. And she was just a joy to be around, and I'll never forget her. I asked her, I said, how do you keep your voice so strong? Because she can blow the rafters off. But she said Coca-Cola and pineapple, and I remember laughing and thinking that was the craziest thing I'd ever heard. But I thought, hey, if it works for Donna Summer, maybe it'll work for me.
I've never heard that one either. That's funny.
Right. And after Idol, you've been on you've done so many different musical theater projects, and one of my favorites that I want to see so bad, one of my all-time favorite movies is 9 to 5, and you played Dorothy Rhodes in the national tour of that. And what was that like to play in a musical based off of a cult classic movie? And your role, of course, being by Dolly Parton.
Yes, playing Dorothy was amazing, and getting to work with Dolly, the one and only Dolly Parton, was life-changing. I've looked up to her my entire life, and I worked at Dollywood when I was a kid, even, and I know, right? Who would have thought? And when I
was so cool, though.
share time with her and really get to be around her, and we bonded, and it makes my heart beat just thinking about it. She's so fantastic, and the show was a blast. I shared the stage with wonderful, wonderful two other fantastic leading ladies, Dee Hody and Mamie Paris, who just sang their faces off every night. And we had a really great time on tour. It was fun to have the show evolve from the original Broadway production into the tour production. It was, for those who ever saw the two, they were fairly different, but the storyline, of course, was the same. And I love getting the chance to be Dorothy and to talk like this and just, real talk, real sweet, and just just be sweet, Dorley. I mean, granted, my back and my feet had some severe issues after, thanks to the prosthetics and the high heels, but it was worth it.
Now, one of my favorite plays is Joseph and the Amazing Technicolor Dreamcoats, and I know you played in that. I saw that play 5 times with Donny Osmond. And what part did you play in there?
Well, when I was a kid, I got to be in the choir a couple years when the tour came through Atlanta. But then it was amazing as an adult to get the chance to be the narrator, which was the character that I, of course, as a girl, looked up to in the show as a child. And I loved it. I already knew all of the music. I knew exactly how the character should, the narrator should be portrayed. And I had a blast. It was a beautiful, really fun, very short and sweet 2-week run out in Oklahoma City, which is a city I'd never been to before, but I found that it's just so wonderful, and they truly appreciate the arts there, which was great because you don't find that everywhere. And it was a blast, especially also to work with Anthony Fedorov, who's also an Idol alum.
Yes, Anthony was fantastic. Have you? Do you keep up with any of the idols from your season? Are you still friends with any of them?
A lot of us end up crossing paths in very obscure, random ways. Of course, when the season rolls back around, you run into more of them. But I've actually become friends with more people from other seasons than even my own, just out of sheer happenstance. Kevin Koveas, who is from Ace's season, comes over to our house fairly often. We run into Elliot Yamin hiking, and we saw Pia Toscano yesterday, and we joked about how we had been at so many things together but never had officially met. So we hugged it out, and it was like, it's so great to actually finally officially meet you. And we laughed, and she's a doll, and we still work with Kim Locke. Ace just wrote her first single, and it's like a big family of contestants.
Yeah. So will we be getting any new music? I mean, we have already fallen in love with Good Goodbye, and also, first is Running With You. Did that ever get released as a single on iTunes or an official release?
No, it never did. I'm so sad to tell people that because it's not my song, so I don't have the rights to it. Because I wrote Good Goodbye, I have the right to release the song. But Running With You is not my own, and I think it has some more red tape than just let's put the song out. I think it's owned by a few more people than just one sole person. So I think that it is unfortunate that the song never got released. But I have some breaking news for y'all because you guys get to be the first ones to tell people.
I love breaking news.
My EP, Live to Love, will be released this Tuesday, the 22nd.
Oh, wonderful.
So it is officially going to be on iTunes. There is some bonus songs on there. So I think people are going to be really excited to hear it. It's 5 songs total. One, of course, that you've already heard, which is Good Goodbye. But there are 4 other new ones, full length. And one is even a duet between Ace and myself called S.
Oh, my gosh.
So,
yeah. I bet that was just so exciting to be able to have a finished product with your other half. 2 beautiful voices. I cannot wait to hear that. I will be there at midnight.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, we're very excited. We're doing everything on our own. We've been really fortunate enough to join forces with Mailboat Records, which is owned by Jimmy Buffett, the one and only Jimmy Buffett. And when you're not signed to these huge kind of, I call them big box store record labels, you have to really do things on your own. And we didn't want to, how do I put it? We wanted to do things our way because we knew the kind of music we wanted to make and the way I wanted it to be represented and shown to my fans. And yeah, it might have taken me a little bit longer to get the full thing out than normal, but Mailboat has been wonderfully supportive, and Ace and his brother and all the people with Young Brothers Entertainment that we have are just, they're our family, and the EP has definitely got a whole lot of love and blood, sweat, and tears into it, but this is just the beginning. It's we plan to have more and more just keep coming out.
Oh, well, that's great, because Blue Skies was such a long time ago. That was like in 2004, so it's going to be nice to hear some new tunes from you. I also had your Unplugged in Nashville as well that you did in, I think it was 09 or 10. as well. So I'm excited to add more songs to it, and I'm glad to be able to let everybody know. We will definitely let all your fans know through us as well, and that's exciting. Very, very excited. And
everybody in the chat room is going crazy because they're so happy, and they're all saying congratulations.
Oh, yes. Thank you. I truly could not be more proud and more excited. And like I said, it's just the beginning. So don't worry. There will be more, but I think we have a few that you guys can chew on for a little while.
Oh yes, definitely. Now, does Ace have anything? Because I've wore out his CD as well.
Yes, Ace has something coming out very soon. I wish I could give you more details, but I have just been sworn to secrecy.
Oh, that's fine.
It's coming out, yes. I know. I don't want to give anything away before it's time, I guess you might say. But yes, he has more music coming out soon, and I guarantee you, I tell you, it's so beautiful. It'll make you cry. His voice, he kills me. He has a bigger range than I do, and he hits notes that I could only dream of hitting, and the amount of emotion and passion behind it is truly inspiring. And when you listen to it, you'll be awestruck.
Oh, well, that's great.
Now, I have a million questions from the people on Twitter, from your fans, and you've answered quite a few of them. But I do see some that maybe you could answer. I have one from, I'm not sure how to say her name. It's DTYEIBEE, also known as Danielle. And she says, what has it been like sort of growing up in the public eye, and does she feel the memory of her as a teen hampers her?
As a teen what? I'm sorry, my phone broke up.
As a teen hampers you. The memory of a teen.
Yes, it's surprisingly been easier than I think most celebrities have experienced growing up in the eye. I think because, I had a really great mom who was not afraid to go, girl, go take out the trash at any point. It just really kept me level-headed. And because I think that tends, the younger stars kind of get carried away, or as some people say, they get too big for their britches. And, the parental units can kind of get lost in the shuffle. And mine was, very much there to go, you're going to be a normal kid, and you're going to, respect your elders, and you're going to say yes, ma'am, no, ma'am, and thank you, and please, and all of that. And then also, changing over and going to theater at such a young age. And it's such a professional work environment. And yes, it was like my version of going to college per se, but you couldn't mess around. And granted, I had so much fun. It was almost illegal working in those shows, especially in Hairspray. It was the most perfect first show for me to be a part of. The cast and just the show itself, it was amazing. But you really had to be on, and you had to be responsible. And like I said, I had responsibilities and people that I didn't want to let down, and I didn't let myself and my what could have been personal issues get carried away or run away with me. So I think that definitely kind of helped mold me. And then being a part of Hair and meeting Ace definitely was the last big life changer for me over the last couple of years. Really realizing that show spoke to me as a person, and I loved what it said and what it believed in, and I just try to kind of keep that memory alive, I guess you might say, and keep sharing it as I go.
It's great. I mean, because you really do seem down to earth and sound down to earth. So your mother did a wonderful job, and we thank her for that.
No, thank you. I'll have to make sure she knows. I'll send her a copy of the podcast. Are you listening, Mom? Yeah. We love you.
Now, my friend Mary, she lives in Georgia, and since you grew up in Snellville, Georgia, she told me, do you know what the slogan is for Georgia? And I didn't know it. Do you know it before I say what it is?
I don't know what the slogan for Georgia is, but I know the slogan for my
Snellville,
hometown.
Actually, for Snellville.
Oh yeah. I mean, if you drive through Snellville, they like beat you over the head with the slogan of the town. It's Snellville, where everybody's somebody.
That's cute.
Well, it had. How was it, growing up in a little town like that, and then now look at you traveling the world?
Well, it's really funny because when you hear the name Snellville, you automatically think it's this really cute little town. And when we moved there right when I was about 3, I was born in Birmingham and spent a very short time in Florida, and then we moved to Snellville. And when we moved there, it was like cow country, pretty much. I mean, there were a few neighborhoods, but everything was 2 lanes, and if you went, 2 miles down a certain road, you came to just fields and things like that. And now it's considered Metro Atlanta. So unlike a Manhattan or even an LA where they can go up, Atlanta went out. So that actually had a really big influence on me and my music because I would spend weekends driving up to Nashville singing and writing and meeting people and, sang on the Grand Ole Opry when I was 12 kind of thing. And but also Atlanta was really known for its urban music. So I would be the token white kid at these events singing at like the Super Bowl or, I was asked to sing at this big event for the mayor of Atlanta. And at one point, and they laughed because when I got there, they looked at me kind of funny and I said, "Hi, I'm Diana Degarmo. It's really nice to meet you." And I would sing a whole slew of cover songs ranging from country to kind of R&B, funk stuff, just good, fun music, because good music doesn't really have a genre. But and they looked at me and they were like, "You're not white." And I said, "No, is that a problem?" And they kind of laughed and they were like, "No, come on in." And I went and performed, for the mayor. And it was just, Snellville, even though it sounds tiny, it's now quite a sprawling little, little big city. I know it's kind of an oxymoron, but it's definitely grown a lot.
That's too funny.
That is too funny. Well, we do have some callers on hold. Do you want to take some calls and then we can go back to one of your questions?
Sure.
Okay. All right. Let's see. Area code, 757. You were on with Diana. Go ahead.
Anna.
Hello.
Hello?
Are you there, hon?
Hello? Yes,
yeah,
I'm here.
Okay.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes,
okay.
We can.
Diana, hi.
Hi.
Hi, can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, cool. Listen, I've been a fan of yours since American Idol, and I really want to tell you that when I moved down to you and Fantasia, I really wanted you to win.
Oh, well, thank you. I appreciate it.
You're so welcome. And I really enjoyed your character on YNR, and I hope you come back soon.
Oh, well, thank you. I hope Angelina comes back, too.
Yeah. Okay, I don't have any questions, and I don't want to make up anything and make up a stupid question. So
no worries. Thank you for calling.
You're welcome. Thank you for being there.
Thank you, Lakeisha. Bye-bye.
Okay, bye-bye.
All right. Up next is area code 973.
Hello?
Hello.
Hi, this is Kathy.
Hi, Kathy.
Hi, Doug and Diana. How are you?
Hi.
I'm fantastic.
I never really watched American Idol, but I think you have a beautiful voice. You're very gifted.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Character and the Restless. So you were more adorable together.
Oh, thank you.
And I hope you do come back and get into marriage. Spice it up a little bit.
You never
know.
No. No is right. Got to pick somebody else.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for your call.
Oh, you're welcome. Take care.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
All right. Up next is area code 415. You're on with Diana.
Hi.
Hi.
Hi, Diana. My name is Kyle. It's nice to hear you.
Nice to hear from you too.
I just wanted to let you know I was a huge fan on American Idol. I still I still have them Idol CDs and listen to your songs. I've just been listening to them the other day, and Good Goodbye is such a beautiful song. As everybody else, wept on Y&R when that song came on, and so I just wanted to congratulate you on that. So it's just amazing. So besides the obvious question, is Greg Ricard as handsome in person as he is on TV, I wanted to say that you've been involved in so many challenging projects, all of which, like, the fans and the audience have such a connection to the performance, whether it be Idol or Broadway or even, the soap and stuff. But I wanted to know, in your mind, which one was the most challenging to you?
Oh, golly. Well, first off, yes, Greg Ricard is a total hunk in person.
Of course.
He's a doll. He's so cute and just so sweet and just a beautiful smile and beautiful person inside and out. But I think, honestly, the most challenging, I'm naturally a very funny person. I'm kind of a goober, goofball. I like to kind of be comedic. That's why I think a lot of times, like the Angelina, things like that tend to come to me fairly naturally. But I think the most challenging character for me was actually playing Sheila in Hair, because I truly had to find a real connection with the character. And unlike my comedic performances, I had to be dramatic, and I had to really be very passionate and in the moment 2,000%, because the show relied on, especially with the three head characters, you had to be in it. You didn't have any other choice, and you had to bring the audience with you, and you had to make sure that they understood the story and the passion and the drive and all of the emotions that went behind what the hippies believed in.
Right.
And every night, at the end when we would sing "Let the Sun Shine In," if you'd ever seen the show, the song has a whole different connotation, because we're sitting there begging with the song that is known to be, such a happy song. You see, crying to the audience, "Let the sun shine in, let there be peace," kind of, and just sobbing every single night in front of 1,500 people in every performance. So I think that was probably the most difficult. But on the hindsight, the amount of lines you have to say on a soap opera and how much you have to know so quickly, holy moly.
Well, I could about imagine, because I hear it's one of the most challenging, exercises in acting, is working on a daytime drama. But for regards to Hair, I grew up with the movie and loving the movie, and especially Beverly D'Angelo's performance as Sheila. But the play, it takes on such a different meaning when you see it live, because it's like you do feel that they're singing all this to you, and you get caught up in the emotion and all of the spectacle of it all, where it has a different, totally almost like a different meaning than watching it just on the TV. You know what I'm saying? So it's
exactly.
like I can see how that you're trying to get into the Sheila character and embodying her to kind of relay that to the audience could be the most challenging. Angelina, you've got some time to work on it and put it together, and then just go and just turn it on, So
yeah, but Sheila was very challenging. But like I said, Angelina, she had her moments where she's having you have to say these monologues, and you have to reiterate things to make sure that fans and viewers understand what's going on with the show and what's happening. And every now and then you yourself get kind of confused. But in the end, it's the best training I ever could have asked for, because it's either sink or swim. They throw you in, and if you sink, you get killed off the next episode. Luckily, I think I doggy paddled pretty well.
Well, no, you did an amazing job, because you came on, and I think people had such strong reactions to who is this? What is she doing here? And then by the end, we had such an endearing feeling towards you. It's like, well, I'm not ready to see her go, So kudos to you for doing such an amazing job. And, I won't tie up the line, but I want to say again, congratulations on the song. It's a beautiful song, and look forward to Tuesday when you have the EP out.
Oh, thank you so much. I appreciate it.
So nice hearing from you. Bye-bye.
Thank you, Kyle.
Bye.
Thanks for
Bye-bye.
calling.
No problem.
Bye-bye. All right.
What a sweetheart.
Yes, what a sweetheart. I love, this is my favorite part of the show, is when the fans get a chance to talk to their favorites from the soaps. And it's just, the soaps are unfortunately a dying breed, and we're trying to save them, and we're trying to do what we can on our parts, Pam and I and a group of us on Twitter and Facebook. And we started the show about 6 months ago. And we've just we've invited different people from all the different soaps, past and present, and we've had such a huge success with it, and we're continuing to do that, to keep the passion and the soaps alive. And for the people who are no longer on the air, like All My Children and One Life to Live and the ones from CBS as well, to know that they're still loved and that we want them and we don't want them going anywhere. So it's really rewarding to spend a half hour with you and then let the fans be able to have a chance to just have that maybe once in a lifetime chance to talk to their favorites. So again, that's why we do that. Up next is 859, area code 859. Go ahead.
Hi, Doug and Pam, and hi, Diana.
Hi.
I just want to tell you, I just loved you on YNR. I thought you were a hoot, and I got to tell you, thank you. I mean, at least when you left us a very nice present in Carmine.
Oh, you're very welcome. I do what I can.
But I want to ask you, I mean, you sound like when you sing it was the first time I heard you sing when I heard you on YNR, and it blew me away. And so now, after hearing you, I'm wondering, do you have any, short-term goal and long-term goals you want to accomplish before maybe retiring from the business, or are you going to stay in it for the long haul, or,
Well, honestly, I've always been one to kind of go with the wind and see where the universe kind of takes me. And I put forth as much effort as I can behind any project, whether it's, cleaning my yard to recording a song. I feel like you should always put your best foot forward and give 100%. But so far, the entertainment industry has just been really great to me, and it's not been the easiest walk, as anyone that's in it can say. It has its challenges, but at the same time, I truly am who I am at my most purest part when I'm performing, and when I'm on stage singing, and I can give myself to the audience, I feel I'm the most liberated and free that I'll ever be, and I love doing that. So I hope to keep doing that as much as I can, and I've really enjoyed the new adventures that music has given me, whether it be musical theater or playing Angelina, and I look forward to possibly playing some more characters that maybe don't have to sing, and broadening that horizon a little more, but also keeping the fans who like my music, keeping them happy, and keeping myself creatively rejuvenated over and over again, just by creating more and more music and more content, more music videos, all that good stuff. So I have lots of goals to kind of do it all and see where it takes me.
I tell you what, I bet your mom's just proud of you as a mom can be. I have a young daughter, and she's like the world. So, I have to thank her for doing such a great job, and you're a good role model, I think, for many young people starting in the entertainment business. So I thank you for that.
Thank you very, very much. She was a hard-working single mom, so I bet she would really appreciate it. So thank you.
All right. Thank you. Thank you, guys.
Well, thank you. All right, we got two more, and we'll be done. Area code 516.
Hello.
Hello.
Hi, Diana.
Well, hello there.
All right, because it's kind of funny, I watched yours and Ace's Hollywood Reporter interview a couple weeks ago, and I kind of had a laugh when you talked about the Hair fan, like the Idol fans coming to see Hair. That I was one of those people, so I hope we didn't freak you out too much.
No, it's all part of the job. It's fine.
And I want to add, I have a couple of questions. Will we be hearing anything from All Access?
Yes. Yes. It is all. A lot of things are in the mix right now. You know, now that, like I said earlier, we have teamed up with Mailboat. You can expect to hear a lot more music over the next couple of months. So I believe All Access is in the queue. So be prepared.
And my second question is, I know you guys did a USO tour last month too. Can you tell us more about that?
Yes, the tour was amazing. We were added on just a few days before the tour because, you know, they got to keep everything very top secret for the protection of all the performers and, of course, of the men and women protecting us. And we got to go overseas with the Vice Chairman of the Joint Chief of Staff, Admiral Winnefeld, and his wife, Mary, and we had an amazing time. They are the most appreciative, wonderful audience to ever perform for, and it was great to just bring a smile to their face for the few minutes that we could be there and take photos. And we made an everlasting bond with the other performers. We went with Ace and I were the only entertainer singers, but we had many actors and celebrities along with us. It was wonderful, and we went under rocket fire in Afghanistan, which my brother, who's in the military, he was stationed at one point a few years ago. I got to tell him, well, I've officially been to Kandahar and I've officially been fired upon with rockets, and I think he and I even had a pretty big bonding moment over that too. So it's always life-changing and just the most amazing people to perform for.
Well, thank you for answering my questions. Have a good night.
You too.
Thank
Bye.
you so much for calling.
Thank you. I just want to take a quick moment to thank you for performing for the troops. My son is a Marine, and I know it means a lot to them.
Oh, well, tell your son thank you for his service, and we truly appreciate what you and what he and your family do for our country, because I think sometimes we as civilians tend to forget and just how much the military sacrifice, and along with their families, to keep us safe. And when you get to see it firsthand, it's truly eye-opening and very humbling to the rest of your life to know that we are truly ready to protect, and they are truly ready to protect and serve at any moment. And that's what makes us have such a wonderful life here back in the States.
Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate it. I'll tell him when he comes home. He just got back from deployment in April, but he's still in North Carolina on base and should be home in about 7 weeks or so.
Oh, good. That's great to hear. Good.
Thank you.
All right. Our last caller is from area code 347. Go ahead.
Hi, Diana.
Hi.
It's Issa. How are you?
Oh, I'm great. How are you doing?
I'm doing great. I actually only have one very, very broad question, which is
okay.
Over the past year, you've gone from 9 to 5 to Hairspray to The Young and Restless, and you had a movie come out, and now you're coming out with an EP. You've hit milestone from one milestone to another. So my only question is, do you have any secret plans of taking over the world or doing something that we don't know about?
Yes. Mwahahaha. Little do you all know.
I want to be on your side.
I promise it'll be a happy side, no matter what it is. 2011 to 2012 has been quite a year for me, and a lot of it is, it is funny how no matter whether you're on the cover of Us Weekly or not, I've always been constantly working, and sometimes the general public doesn't get to see it, but it's been amazing to see things truly falling into place, and I think a lot of it is the company that I'm keeping. I think sometimes, when the personal life falls into place, the rest of your life can slowly just make its way around that. And I do believe that's a big part of why, life is good. And I hope we just continue to keep creating more milestones and more each year just to keep things going.
Yeah, it's really great because it's almost a year since I met you. And that was a big part, a big milestone for me. And just because I'm graduating college in a couple of weeks, and it's bizarre for me because the first time I got to know about you, I was in the 8th grade, and it's bizarre to be graduating college, and it's all coming full circle. And it's been a great 8 years, and I just wanted to say how proud I am of you, and how I wish you all the luck in the world, and I hope you get all that you ever wanted and more.
Thank you. I really do appreciate it. Thank you. And it's been wonderful, the fans I've been able to garner just throughout my life, whether they saw me when I was a kid, saw me on Idol, or have just recently, been introduced to me through The Young and the Restless. Each and every one that appreciates what I do, I appreciate you just as much right back, because you guys help keep the fire burning. So I hope to keep y'all proud and just keep making more fun things for you guys to explore and like, hopefully.
Power to you.
Thank you.
Well,
I think you have fans for life, that's for sure.
Thank you so much for calling.
Oh, thank you. I hope so.
All right. Well, that was fun. Once again, thank you so much for being with us this hour. This has been fantastic. After we disconnect from you, I'm going to play your song Good Goodbye, so that way people can just have that emotion with us one more time, and hopefully all of them that are listening will go out and purchase your EP on Tuesday, because I know Pam and I will be right on that.
Oh, definitely.
Sounds great.
And
is
it going to be available on? Go ahead.
It'll be out on iTunes, yes, on Tuesday.
Okay.
And if anybody cares to come to Branson, Missouri this summer, Ace and I will be performing with the finalists live from June 18th through July 21st, and we will have a few things that will be limited edition purchases at the show. So if anybody wants to come and get a hard copy, they got to come to Branson. But we hope to see many fans out there, and I hope they enjoy the EP online too.
Oh, well,
and
Branson's
do you
not
have
too far
a
from here.
website where they can buy the tickets? I'm sorry, Doug.
Oh.
Do you have a
believe
website?
If you go to youngbrothers.entertainment.com, you can see things about me. And you know what? I'm going to go post something on Facebook right after we get off the phone. So if fans want to go find me on Facebook, I know there are a couple other fan sites that are on Facebook also, but just Diana Degarmo on Facebook. That is me, and I will post a link so everyone can find the link for the ticket.
Okay, wonderful. Thank you.
Wow. Well, we're going to have to, Pam, we're going to have to find a way down to Missouri. It's not too far from us, so we can go meet her and Ace live.
I think road trip's in order.
Yes, road trip.
Yeah.
I would love to. I thank you so much for spending the time with us, and we would love to have you back, even if Angelina doesn't come back and you venture on to new projects going forward. We would still love to have you back, because we're fans for life, and I've been a fan. I mean, I pretty much had carpal tunnel from texting and trying to get you to be the winner that year, and
thank you.
And it's been such a great journey to watch you, literally grow up before our eyes, from 16 until now, and now you've got Love and all this other great stuff going for you. So we're very, very proud of you, and we're so happy that you were able to be with us tonight. Do you have anything you want to add, Pam?
I don't know. I think you pretty much said it all. I just want to personally thank you for joining us. It's been such a pleasure. I can't believe how fast this hour went by. We could talk to you all night. So please do come back and join us again.
Yes, definitely. And listeners, we're going to play her song and have an after show after this, so definitely keep tuning in. So, Diana, thank you so much. Definitely give Ace our love from Pam and I, and we would love to have both of you on the show maybe in the future.
Yeah, that would be great.
Awesome. That sounds great. Thank you so much for having me, and keep up the great work. I hope many more people keep tuning in to your show. It was fantastic to be a part of. Thank you. It was a lot of fun.
All right. Thank you so much, Diana. Have a great night. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
What a wonderful girl. Oh, my gosh, she's so adorable. And when she was talking like Angelina, I was freaking out. I was like, oh, my God, Angelina. Angelina's on our phone. That's just too much. Well, I'm going to go ahead and play the song so we can listen to the song, because some of you may have not heard it all the way through because they only played parts of it on the show. So I'm going to play it all the way through for you, and this is Good Goodbye from Diana Degarmo.
There's not many songs that can make me cry. That is one of them.
Yes, I had tears in my eyes. I had to wipe them away and be a man and get back here on air. But yeah, it was. It's such a beautiful song, and I think anybody who's ever been in love or have felt a feeling for somebody of any type of magnitude of love really could relate to the song. And she did such a great job. And to hear the backstory of how she created that song, and she even sang a little bit of it on our show. I was so excited. It was just great.
Yeah, we had our own American Idol moment.
Yes, we did, and it's great. And what another great guest on our show, just wonderful. And I can't wait to have her back. And like I said, hopefully we can have her and Ace on here together. That would be great.
Yeah.
Maybe they can do a duet on the air for us. That would be wonderful.
Oh, my gosh, yeah. By that time, their song will be out, so maybe she will be able to.
Yes, so I can't wait. And I'll play, I'm going to get the song, the CD or the EP this week. And so next week when we do an after show, I'll play it for you guys, the duet of Diana Degarmo and Ace Young. Okay, so moving on. That was a great show. So thankful. Tonight we were supposed to have Lindsay Hartley on the show. She had to cancel, sadly, and we're going to reschedule for the summer sometime. So we scrambled and found Diana to join us tonight. So I'm glad she was. And first off, Pam, what did you think of the whole thing?
Oh my gosh! I mean, I hate to say this to all the people that are listening, but I haven't watched American Idol in years. Had to do a lot with work in evenings and that, and you just, you don't get to watch a lot of TV then. But I heard of her name before. I've heard a song or two of hers before, but then, of course, I knew her better once she got on Y&R. And I like how she knows that fans were not real happy with her character. yeah, I'm glad that she doesn't take it to heart. So that's the great part, because that can devastate some people. And I'm glad to know that she doesn't take it like that, and she takes it lightly. And it's just a character. As we've all said how many times before, we never, ever take it out on the actor. It's a storyline. It's a character. That's it. Let it go. But I did completely fall in love with her at the end. And I can't wait for her to come back. I hope they bring her back someday.
Yeah, even if it's just for a short visit, I would just like to see how Angelina has grown into, past the early on character that we were introduced to. And what was interesting in the interview, for those who didn't hear the first part of the interview, was the fact that the cast didn't even know that she was cast as a bad singer.
That was so funny.
And that they just started taping that Halloween episode, and bam, they all looked around like, what is this girl doing? I just loved that. That was just hysterical. And I will say this and I will admit this. I hated Angelina. I did. When she first came on, I hated her. I tweeted bad things about her. I had people attacking me saying, how could you be like that? And it was never towards Diana. It was towards this crazy Jersey Shore ripoff character that they developed, and I didn't like the fact they did that. But Diana delivered, and she showed her true colors and became the Angelina that we all fell in love with. I'm just as guilty at it, but the writers never attack people. I would never have went on there and said Diana's horrible. I would never said that, and I never tweeted that.
No.
But I got lots of people mad at me because I said that I hated Angelina. Well, I did. I wasn't the only one. I saw my timeline. There was a lot of people that was upset, but as we all saw her in the last few weeks of her appearance on the show, she quit with that voice and she started singing. She sang "Running to You" in a better way, and then she did "Good Goodbye," and she did the right thing by letting Kevin and Chloe get back together and get married, and she drifted off. So I think it was great. So yeah, I definitely do it, and it's the same thing with any of these actors. I mean, there's actors on there that they are, and I say this every time, they're given a script and they deliver it with their instrument of their acting abilities. For example, Michael Mooney is doing a fantastic job on Young and Restless as he is becoming this reformed Adam. He is like watching a totally different person now. He's not the same
almost
Adam.
Like if it's his twin or something on there.
Exactly. It's not the same character, but it's the same actor doing such a great job. And Michael has done a fantastic job. So in retrospect of talking about Michael Mooney, I was able to nail him down finally. That just sounds kind of sexy. I'm not sure.
I know, right?
sexy or a horror film, I'm not sure. But anyway, we have got him for July. So he is coming to the soap series in July. He sent me a DM earlier today on Twitter, and he is excited to come and join us in July. We will have a date for you very soon. So I'm very excited because I have been waiting 7 months total now for him. He was the very first one that I reached out to, and he said to get back with him in the summer, and that was in December when he told me that. So I emailed him last month to say that the summer was almost here, and a lot of fans is very excited about our show and having him on there. Plus, with a lot of people tweeting him as well, he's finally said, let's get this done. So I'm very, very excited to announce that. And then on top of that, we were able to nail another one down. I don't know why I like the word nail.
I don't either.
I don't know. I'm thinking of Jesus on the cross or something. I don't know what it is. But anyway, I will let you announce who we got coming up on June 5th.
On June 5th, we have Nathan Butler from General Hospital, and he plays Dr. Ewan. I guess that's how you say his name, Ewan, right?
Yeah.
Ewan Keenan. Either way, we're hoping he's coming out of his coma pretty soon, but we are definitely having him on June 5th. For those of you that don't know, he also sings, and he's in a band called The Sugar. So you might want to check that out beforehand. Maybe we can get him to sing a couple of songs. I'll go ahead and post a link in the chat room for you all to listen to a couple of his songs. And then he is also going to be at the General Hospital Fan Club weekend, and there's tickets available for purchase there on the website as well. But, yeah, I'm real excited to have him. And we are working still on Jonathan Jackson and E-Nation and his brother Richard, which unfortunately, I don't know how I did it, but I called him Robert the other day and he corrected me. And I apologized, but I guess maybe I was just so excited.
I think we did. Yeah. Yeah, we did call him that. Oopsie.
Yeah. Probably next month.
Whoopsie daisy.
Yeah.
Speaking of whoopsie daisy, fans of Young and the Restless will be either shocked, elated, or saddened by the recent let go announced today of Yvonne Zima, who plays Daisy Carter. She filmed her last scenes this week in Genoa City, so I'm anxious to see who and how she's going to be written out. She is part of the Carter clan. There's been lots of excitement and happiness going on in the Twitter world today, but there was also the announcement of another firing at Young and the Restless, or let go. I don't know if it's a firing or a let go or contract up, but the other one is a controversial male actor is filming his last scenes this week. So I don't know exactly what that is and what that means and who that is, but I'm sure we will break it as once we hear it. So Daisy is gone. She will be off our screens, and a lot of people are thinking that it's going to be Michael Grosade, who plays Daniel Romalotti. Maybe him and her venture off to nowhere land. I think and just like the people in the chat room are saying, they think that they should have got rid of these two people instead of firing Eileen Davidson, which I agree.
Yeah.
A lot of people are also thinking that it's Peter Porte, who plays Ricky. Maybe he goes off the deep end like his mother and kills Daisy and kills himself or something.
Right.
I don't know. Just something could be. But when the word controversial was in the sentence to describe the actor, not the character, the actor, Peter is not controversial, and I don't foresee Michael Grosade being controversial either. So that noun really has got a spin on it because it could really be anybody. I mean, I don't know who it could be. So we're going to find out really soon, probably in the next couple of weeks, who that other person is. So, but for those who watch in Canada today, we get to see Michael Damian back tomorrow and a lot more Christine.
Yes.
So I'm very, very excited about that. I've already watched tomorrow's episode, and it was really, really good with that. So No, Michelle just said it better not be Daniel Goddard. I have no idea who it is, but once we find out who it is, we will, it'll be all over Twitter. But yeah, Nelson Bronco re-released his Soap Uncensored, and it had in there as well as some news about the daytime Emmys. But I didn't even read that far because I saw that Yvonne Zima was gone, and I was like, oh my gosh. Let's see who.
And I highly recommend anyone that doesn't read Nelson Bronco's Uncensored and you want to know some juicy gossip like this, I recommend going to our website, thesoapseries.com, and you can get it for a special price. And then keep up to date, and it comes out on a weekly basis.
Every Sunday you get Monday or Sunday you get your new one, and I get excited when I get mine every week. And it's a nice read. You can download it, you can look at it online, or you can drag it over to your iTunes and watch it or look at it on your iPod or your iPad. And I read mine on my iPad through iBooks, and it's fun just to sit there and read that. So. Some people are saying that they think it's Eric Braeden, but I seriously doubt it'd be Eric Braeden.
Gosh, no way.
Yeah, I don't think. But we could be shocked. I mean, there could be the death of Victor. The death of Victor could be something huge. But
I don't see him. I don't see that. Maybe jail for some reason or another, but no. I mean, but then, never say never.
Never say never. That's what every single one of these guests say is never say never on soap operas. So, right. I'm really excited about Michael Mooney and Nathan Butler. Is that his name?
Yeah.
Did I just say his name right? Nathan Butler? Okay. And you can follow him at Nathan Butler, but Nathan is spelled with an I-N, right?
Yes, it's Nathin Butler. I'll put it in the chat room.
Yes, and hopefully he wakes up from his coma.
Yes. He was talking about, maybe getting a storyline with his dog Bindi, and I said, well, what would be a good storyline is that if Nathan or Dr. Ewan would wake up from his coma and have problems with his vision, he can bring his dog Bindi in as a CNI dog.
Gotcha.
So hopefully Ron and Frank saw that.
Okay. I don't know. Oh my gosh, today's General Hospital was hysterical with Tracy doing all those things to Anthony.
Did you see it? It was
with the
so
torch
funny
and the wrench.
when Luke tripped her. Oh my God. She had the rope. She had the paddle. What else did she? Didn't she have?
She had the torch. The flame torch.
Yeah.
Oh, that's so funny. That was hysterical. Oh, yeah.
And then talked about getting into her bikini. Come on. Yeah, funny. And we needed those scenes after the Matt scenes.
Yeah, the Matt scenes were
talking.
The Matt scenes were very, wow, just really, I mean, I just can't even, wow, great job. Great job for him. So, I mean, we already know he's leaving the show, so he'll probably go to jail or something. But he don't even remember doing it, so. And, of course, you don't put Kate in front of a mirror because she sees Connie.
Right.
Yeah. She was just about to confess, too. I was like, and then she was told to shut up.
Yeah.
So,
I can't wait to see what happens with that. And I'm wondering where Michael is with Star being held without bond. Is he going to feel any kind of compassion for her now hearing this? But I don't know. I don't know what they're doing with Michael's character. I mean, he's always been for the underdog. And now all of a sudden, he's going to be so mean. And I don't know. I don't know what's going on with that.
So tell me about the Green Frog today. Was that a crossover as well?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that was Star's. I believe Todd gave that to her when she was a baby.
Oh, okay.
She's always been into bugs and reptiles. I mean, she had a snake and everything. So it's something near and dear to her, from her dad.
Oh,
so it probably figures it'll help her make her feel better.
So Tony, that's actually Todd and Sonny put together. Tony, Todd and Sonny today. I mean, I thought they were going to kill each other at first, and then they ended up talking like they were pals. I kind of confused me. I thought Todd hates and wants to mingle and kill Sonny. So.
Well, not anymore. Now that he knows it wasn't him that shot out those tires.
Yeah, that's true.
So now he's trying to get him to work with him to hang Connie, you know. So I guess we'll just have to wait to see how that goes. I guess, you know, it was something we were looking forward to, them knocking heads together with Todd and Sonny, but I think them being co-conspirators would be great too.
Yeah, it would be. Definitely would be. I still got to watch yesterday's Days, so I can't talk about Days. I'm going to go watch that right now before my Chelsea Lately comes on, because I want to see the aftermath of Will coming out. So I'm going to watch that, and we'll be able to report on that tomorrow. Tomorrow, I'm still waiting for James to call to confirm and finalize everything, but I've already got it set up, and everything should be good to go for tomorrow night at 9:30 Eastern for James Scott, who plays E.J. DeMira on Days of Our Lives. And actually, it's just going to be us breathing while he talks.
Yes. I'm going to tell him to bring the back of a pill bottle or something with him and just read.
Because I'm not going to be able. I mean, I've got questions and I have an interview set up for him, but I don't. I just want him. I just be like, could you read the Bible? Could you just dictate Shakespeare? I mean, I just want to hear him talk. I just love him. I'm so glad. He's like so hot. I mean, I can't even explain it to you. He's just so hot. He's so hot.
I couldn't agree with you more. And I mean,
really,
it's a good thing that we're not doing this in person. Think
about that. Oh my God,
that.
I'd be a mess.
Yeah.
I'd be a mess. I would be a mess. So I'm really, really excited. You know, and I love accents. We've already had Ian Buchanan on the show, and then we're having, and then we had Leslie Ann Down with her beautiful accent, and then we have Nathan coming on, who's from Australia, and so, I just love accents.
I know.
Just love accents.
And
I know how you love your accents. And Finola Hughes,
yes,
thank you. Finola Hughes' accent. I just love it. Rest in peace, Donna Summer. I just see her all over my TV. Bless her heart. I had no idea that she had cancer. I didn't know that. It's my fault for being a bad fan. But I grew up with her music, you know, and it's just, and I'm sure you did too as well. And
oh my God, are you kidding? I danced to all her music in all the clubs. Yes, I was underage, but at that time, you could get away with that with a good ID. But we just, oh my God, we loved her. Yeah. So another one gone, but at least we have her music.
Yeah. Oh, and we had Colin. We had Tristan Rogers as well. I forgot he has an Australian accent. Yeah. Whenever we get Daniel Goddard, now he's another one I can just sit and listen to because I love the way he talks.
Right. Yeah.
But actually. James takes the cake. I mean, I literally, when I'm watching it, I close my eyes and I just think, could you just crawl into bed and talk to me?
It was funny. I was watching him today on Days, and I was talking to my friend in the UK. Because she's always telling me, how do you get such gorgeous, talented actors on your soap operas? She says, here in the UK, we have all dogs, and she goes, I just can't get over it. And I says, well, here, let me get a YouTube of James on Days and watch it. So she's watching it at the same time I'm watching Days and thinking to myself, oh, my God, I'm going to be talking to him tomorrow. Oh, my God. And then she comes back on Skype, and she's like, holy. And this guy's British? And I said, yes, he is. And he was on EastEnders. She said, oh, my God, I got to go back and watch because she says, I've never seen him before, and he's beyond gorgeous. So she's jealous.
Yes. So yeah, I'm excited. I'm waiting for him to call to final, you know, to set it up because Lauren Kozlow is the one that's doing our in between work. So yeah, I can't wait to. I'm just waiting for him to call, and then I can be like, can we talk? Can we talk? I recommend you guys just going to YouTube and just YouTubing him and watching videos of just like one-on-one interviews. I did that last night for like an hour, and I was just like, wow, cannot wait. But yeah, we're gonna wrap up so that way this can be available to be listened to. We're featured tonight, so I want to make sure that people get a chance to download us and experience it. So if you want to go back and listen to us or any other shows, you can go to thesoapseries.com. It's already been filed under the archive shows, so definitely go back and listen to anybody that you missed. And coming up next week, just a real quick reminder in case you don't tune in tomorrow for James Scott, and why wouldn't you?
Please.
Even if you don't even watch Days of Our Lives, just come and just chat with the people and interact with us.
Well, don't forget All My Children people, too.
Yeah,
so
he was on All My Children,
too. Ethan Cambius.
Yes, he was on All My Children, too. But you can also check us out next week. Monday, we have the cast of Old Dogs, New Tricks, which is an online web series. Tuesday, we have Aaron Spears, who plays, Justin Barber on Bold and the Beautiful. Wednesday, we have Ricky Paul Golden.
Paul Golden. That's who I'm really excited to see or listen to or interview or whatever.
and then Thursday, we have Catherine Hicklin will be joining us as well. So we have another star-studded week. If you have any questions for any of them, make sure you tweet them to Pam. She's our question guru. And we will be working on getting a date for Laura Lee Bell, who plays Christine Blair on Young and Restless. She was supposed to be last night but had to reschedule due to scheduling conflicts, and we will have her back in early to mid-June. And we're already starting our June, and we started June out with June 5th with Nathan Butler. But also the last week of the month, which is the week after next, we have Monday Ragged Isle, which is a web series. Tuesday, we have Andrea Bogart. Wednesday, we have Christoph St. John, who plays Neil Winters on Young and Restless. Andrea Bogart, by the way, is from General Hospital, and she played Abby. She's dead, apparently. And then Thursday, we have soap event planner Jason Spitzer joining us. It'll be an hour of just dishing soaps and talking soaps and his experiences with working with soap events and stuff. So there's a lot of great people lined up. So May is booked up, and June we're now just getting ready to start on. So we have, she was crushed by a crane? Oh, gosh,
yes.
That's sad.
In Chicago, of all places.
Oh, goodness. Did they show it?
No.
Oh, all right. Well, listen, everybody, enjoy your night. Be good to one another. Do something nice for somebody else. Just like Joshua Morrow from Young Russ has been tweeting, do something nice and let Joshua Morrow know. He's been retweeting them all day, and it's really nice to read these retweets. So follow him at Joshua Morrow YR and put in there Be Nice Campaign as a hashtag and tell him something that you did nice for somebody, and he'll retweet it. So I'm asking you to, as I always do, be sure to do something nice for somebody else for a change. So with that
and what
said,
I think is really great about one of his tweets, he's even being nice to Michael Muni.
Yes, I saw that, yes. God bless him. All right. Thanks, everybody, for calling in. Thank you, Kyle. Talk to me if you want to be part of the Digital Futon. We aren't going to be on tomorrow because tomorrow is our extended show for James Scott, but the Digital Futon will be revamped and be back on next Friday. So talk to you guys soon, and good night, and bye, Pam.
Bye, Doug. Thanks, everybody, for coming. God bless. We'll see you again tomorrow.
All right. Over and out.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Blog Talk Radio, where millions of hosts and listeners gather.